For many of us, what the heart wants can get us into trouble sometimes, but for some, the journey to finding love overrides all logic and can create serious problems, particularly when the object of your affection doesn't even exist. Well, joining us to talk about romance scams is David McClellan, CEO of SocialCatfish.com. Great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
So we've heard a lot of the term, what catfishing is, but there are some red flags, some signs that are quite obvious that we should not ignore. Let's jump into what maybe the first sign to being catfished actually is.
So the first sign is if somebody's asked you for money. So if you meet somebody online and they're asking for money, that's something to be highly suspicious of.
Okay, and typically when you start to communicate, and this is all over online or over the phone, so when someone first meets somebody, how do they usually meet somebody that ends up being someone who's catfishing you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we always think of like romance scams as happening on dating websites. Well, that's not the case nowadays. We're seeing a lot of romance scams happen on platforms like Instagram and Facebook, even those apps we play, Words with Friends, Google Hangouts, and even WhatsApp. And so, we're seeing romance scams happen more than ever on all these various websites, not just on dating websites.
Right, but either way you cut it, either way you slice it, it's all based off of technology, all based off of the internet.
Absolutely. And what we've seen, like as technology evolves, these romance scams continue to evolve too. They date back to like those Nigerian prince days that we all make fun of. Well, they've evolved over time and they work really well.
Right. And so when you say that, never fall for somebody who's right off the bat is asking you for money. Another one is important because a lot of times they don't want to reveal who they are because often who they say they are, it's not true.
Right. And what they're doing is they won't video chat. So if you're talking to somebody online and they won't chat with you through video, just like you and I are right now, there are definitely some big red flags there, even overseas, with technology and even the military, because a lot of these people say that they're in the military, these people have access to good internet and video cameras. It's very standard nowadays.
It is. So to say that your camera's broken, not a good excuse. Okay, what are some of the other signs that people should look out for?
So we've definitely seen, where somebody confesses their love too quickly. So, if you meet somebody online and over a few days or a few weeks, all of a sudden they're madly in love with you, that's also another red flag because what they're trying to do is they're pulling at those heartstrings. And these scams work so well is because they leverage your heartstrings and they tug at them and they proceed to get money over time. And so if somebody you meet online all of a sudden falls in love with you very quickly, that's another big red flag.
So don't take it as a compliment.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't take it as a compliment, anybody. Where are the safest places, the safest platforms? Are there any in which to meet people online?
The safest platform is a platform that you educate yourself on. And so we've seen these scammers everywhere, right? We've seen them on Facebook, Instagram, Google Hangouts, WhatsApp, these other apps. And as more and more apps and technology evolves, I guarantee we'll see them there, maybe even the metaverse, right? And so the biggest thing you can do is just really educate yourself on what's going on, with these platforms. These platforms are actually pretty good because if you just Google like, Facebook scams or Instagram scams or WhatsApp scams, a lot of these platforms will actually write about it and say, hey, look, these are things to watch out for. And so if you're educating yourself, what we've seen with the thousands of people that we've talked to over the years is that when people are educated, they don't fall for these scams.
I see. And David, real quick, with just about 30 seconds left, what is SocialCatfish.com?
Absolutely. So SocialCatfish.com essentially is a people search website. We focus on online safety. So we build tools that if you get that weird phone number that calls you or you're meeting somebody online and you want to just make sure that they're real or before you even meet in person, or you just want to know where your information is available publicly. That's what we do, and we help people protect themselves.
Perfect. David, I want to thank you so much for joining us. We're still in the month of love. It's still February, but these scams, they last all year long. I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
We're back after this.